Hi, it's Mona Leonard with the Mona Leonard Group at Keller Williams Luxury here on the Treasure Coast. In my world, an educated buyer or seller, especially in real estate, is a smart buyer or seller. So I'm going to share just a few pieces of information that will help you understand where we are in the real estate market right now. Needless to say, things can change in just a few days. We have election day here. Currently, though, I want to show you some numbers. So let's take a look at a few graphs. So the first graph is going to be active inventory and closed sales. Now, what you're seeing in the graph, that long wavy blue line, that is active inventory. You can see where active inventory is going up in the last, since March, inventory has been creeping up. Interest rates have gone up, which of course affect that. Why? Because there's less people buying. They aren't in the pool of buyers anymore. They can't afford to buy a home. So we see that closed sales start to diminish, start to decrease over the last few months. In fact, pretty drastically. And that has a lot to do with interest rates. It also has to do with inventory currently on the market. In this second graph, you're going to see different price points. Why? Because different price points affect the market differently and can give us skewed numbers. For example, in this, you'll see that the month's supply of inventory way back 2 years ago, before COVID began, we were looking at about 8 months of inventory on the market on the high-end properties over $1 million. As you got down in price point, of course, the months of inventory decreased. And then you see this dip down on the high end, and now it's starting to creep back up, of course. It's taking longer for properties to sell, partly because people are still going through a little bit of sellers are going through a little bit of sticker shock, wondering, how much lower are the prices going to go. So things slow down. People don't put their properties on the market. So that tells us a little bit of what the inventory supply is and the price points that it's showing. So the top one in the kind of goldish brown, that is properties over $1 million. And you can see it's almost like pre-COVID things began, and now they're starting to creep back up a little bit to where they were before the shutdown, the lockdowns and everything. So, okay. And then on the third graph, I want to share with you on the blue line, that's the median percent of original list price. Now, what that means is, as you can see, over the last 2 years, we started out with about a little under 97% of total list price was actually the average of what was achieved. And then that crept up over the lockdown period when prices started to explode. And in many cases, now this is a Martin County graph. Florida is even more severe. It showed for many, many months that most homes were sold for well over asking price. And we all saw that happening. Then come April, May, you can see that it starts to drop significantly. Just in a couple of months, it drops severely down to below 96% of asking price. So that tells us that, we've peaked over the last few months, probably April, May, June at the latest, depending on the price point. And now those prices are coming down. This also shows month's supply of inventory as a comparison, because as the supply increases, typically demand goes down. The reason that supply is decreasing might be different than the reason that people aren't buying, for example, interest rates. So they're not necessarily one-to-one. There's a lot of different factors that roll into that. So just wanted to share those things. Please reach out if you have questions. I'm eager to help folks with their real estate needs. I and my team are here to help you buy, sell. If it's somewhere else in the country, we can certainly partner you with one of our great partners there. So please reach out if you have any questions or you'd like to talk about real estate. And I hope you have a great day.